Let's check out what's been trending in business here on News Today. President John Mahama has selected former Finance Minister Professor Kwesi Boche to lead Ghana's economic team to hold talks with the International Monetary Fund on some kind of support for the economy. The talks are expected to begin on 16th September 2014 and agreements reached by November 2014. A Deputy Finance Minister, Atifosun, has been explaining the kind of assistance Ghana is seeking from the IMF.
Let me say this. In the past, Ghana has obviously gone for an IMF program, but we entered the IMF or the program as a lower income country. Today, we are a middle income country, a lower middle income country, of course. But let me say that changes the premise. That changes the context of which negotiations are done. Because you move from one category to another. Because you go to negotiations stronger. In the sense that you'll be able to use it to benefit ourselves. In fact, this program is going to be centered on development. It's going to be development oriented. We are bringing on board not only the IMF, and look at the communication again. We are talking about bringing on board development oriented institutions like the World Bank, like the Africa Development Bank. So they partner the World Bank for them to accept our program. It's our program. The homegrown is our program. That is the basis of negotiation. Let me say that the program is focused at one thing: macroeconomic stability, and to preserve our long-term growth. That is what we are going to focus on. So macroeconomic stability will affect every sector. You see, judging from the past, what we've had with the IMF programs normally last 3 years. Okay, and you see the progress going forward. It's not something you do today and it's not sequential. But one thing you get immediate impact is the signal. You send that stability, that confidence straight away by announcing, and that is what I think we should embrace. I think we are very safe with this IMF program. It's something that will be able to support this country. Obviously, to ensure that we can get the stability that we all want. The man on the street will not go to the market today to go and buy something that was very much imported from China, USA, or China, whatever country. And then tomorrow the price will change because you can get predictability in the city, of which they use in buying. That will provide a relief to the man on the street. The man on the street will not see that inflation going on. The man on the street will see growth in this economy, whereby me and you can get work to do because we are all youth. We'll be able to get work to do. Businesses will get confidence in this economy and they will come in and establish. In fact, all of this will make sure that the decisions we are taking today will not compromise tomorrow's future. The future of tomorrow is bright. In fact, this country's future is extremely bright.
Now, the General Manager of GN Investments, Benjamin Afre, is asking stakeholders of the capital markets to support the ongoing West Africa capital market integration. He says, while the move will boost liquidity, it also presents a huge opportunity for those looking to diversify their investment base. Right, just before we look at that story, Head of Research with the Gold Coast Fund Management, Sami Ampa, has also been commenting on the kind of assistance we could get from the IMF and what this could mean for the Ghanaian economy.
A lot more countries go to, so it's nothing strange that we are going. I think that is a good option government has taken to go to the IMF.
But minds are divided over whether it's good. If it's that good, why should people want to punch holes into it?
I mean, I think a lot more. We've lived with examples in the past where the IMF comes in. It's like going to the bank. You go to the bank to borrow. The bank will come in with some restriction, as in where you need to invest the money, and then the times that you need to pay. Now, what is happening with the IMF basically is that you go to the IMF, people are scared because you go to the IMF, they will come in and then straighten you up. I mean, they will come and make sure that whatever money that you've taken from them, they will come in and control your economy somehow. I mean, I'm using that word reservedly. But the point is that there will be some level of conditionality. That's basically why people are scared. One, IMF have already thrown out that notice that our wage bill is high. And one of the best ways to control our wage bill is either, stream out people out of the public wages, and then, that might even stop government from employing people into the public sector, and then make sure that we clean our wage bill. The other signal they've also given us is our utilities. I mean, there's been a lot of government subsidies on utilities, and they do not subject to that. I mean, they do not subscribe to that because it adds up to our current account deficit. Current account. So it is something they will want us to look at. And I don't know how we can posturing would look like, because we are in dire situation. I mean, the situation we have now is that we don't even have savings. Our country has just about 1 week import cover. If you look at what really happened in terms of the central bank supporting budgetary government's budget, overgoing its funds by 70%, that the government budget deficit was highly supported by the central bank by 70%, is a dire situation. So you could see that there could be that rumor or that speculation by Fitch that government was printing currency. So we really do not have the bargaining power.
Let's turn attention to the capital market, where the general manager for GN Investment has been commenting on the need to integrate the capital market. Well, now, General Manager of GN Investments, Benjamin Afre, is asking stakeholders of the capital market to support the ongoing West Africa capital market integration. He says, while the move will boost liquidity, it will also present a huge opportunity for those looking to diversify their investment base.
The capital integration will see the harmonization of listing, trading and settlement rules among the Ghana Stock Exchange, Nigerian Stock Exchange, Sierra Leone Stock Exchange and an 8 Francophone member stock exchanges. The first phase of the 3-phase program commenced in April 2014 and the next is to start soon. For brokers, the market presents invaluable opportunities which should be supported.
It gives you a very huge opportunity for those who are looking to at least diversify the investment base as well in terms of the geographic distribution of their investment. So it's a good project that should be supported. And we have the backing of our regulatory agencies. We've gone past certain stages, but we are still going through it. The relationships, we are building a relationship with the other brokers across the other countries as well. And I'm sure that by the end of the year, next year, you would hear a lot more about what is going on. It helps also because of everybody talking about integration and how we can do more businesses with each other and, across each other's country.
Although member countries have different economic fundamentals which heighten the risks involved, he says the focus is more on listed companies.
You're not only investing in the economy, but you're also looking at the companies that are listed and how well they are doing or otherwise. You understand? So we have our different structures and our different systems. But then if you take a look at what we are doing now in terms of integration, there are certain rules and regulations we are harmonizing to make it easier. The trading hours, the settlement systems and all that, we are harmonizing to make those things easier. As to the decision to invest in one country or the other, or buy into an equity or the other, it depends on your own analysis of that company, okay, and then analysis of the industry within that company, as well as that industry within that economy. Because even though our economy might not be doing too well now, the interesting thing is that there are certain sectors that are doing well. There are certain sectors with very huge opportunities, like agriculture. The key thing for us, in my view, is that there is stability in all the countries.
Meanwhile, the integration will allow investments in about 300 operating companies listed on stock exchanges across West Africa, valued at over $120 billion.
The sports segment is brought to you by Kabel. We'll start off in Kumasi, where the sports stadium in that part of the country may no longer be the sole venue hosting the home matches of the senior national football team, the Black Stars, following the hostile reception given the Stars at the weekend in their opening Cup of the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. The Ghana Football Association says it will consider alternating the venues for subsequent Black Stars games.
The Ghana Football Association GFA has confirmed the Black Stars will consider alternating matches between the key cities in Ghana, with venues like Accra, Sekondi, Tamale and Kumasi in the hand to host matches of the senior national football team. This is in response to the hostile reception the Black Stars got in their opening 2015 African Cup of Nations game on Saturday when they played Uganda and drew 1-1 in Kumasi. Some of the fans cheered the opposing team when they scored, and the Black Stars were consistently booed during the match and even as they departed the stadium. The Kumasi Stadium has for many years been the preferred venue for all the Black Stars' major games, including the World Cup and Nations Cup qualifiers. With the hostile reception they got at the Kumasi Sports Stadium, the GFA says Black Stars' home matches will now be alternated between the national stadiums in the country. The Kumasi Sports Stadium was half empty minutes before the Uganda game, even though the situation improved as the match progressed. Sports analysts, however, say the attendance was one of the poorest recorded at the stadium for a Black Stars game since it was renovated in 2008. Days before the qualifier against Uganda, the fans served notice they the game because of the Stars' poor showing at the World Cup in Brazil and the sheer disrespect they displayed against the Ghanaian taxpayer. The Sports Ministry, in response, announced that entry into the stadium for the game would be free, but backtracked on their decision following concerns raised by national security officials. Prices for the tickets were instead reduced in a move which officials claim was to win back the love of the supporters.
The Commission on Inquiry set up to look into Ghana's poor showing in Brazil is continuing with us here. And on Monday, former Member of Parliament for Adenta Kojo Edu Asari appeared before the World Cup Commission of Inquiry to testify to the happenings before, during and after Ghana's participation at the 2014 World Cup. Edu Asari served as head of the Protocol and Supporters Welfare Committee for the Brazil 2014 World Cup. He told the Commission that the decision to ask 3 travel agencies to work together was as a result of their inability to find one agency that had the capacity to meet the criteria of the Ministry of Youth and Sports. What happened today? Benedict has joined us over the telephone to give us an update. Hello, Benedict.
Hi, Kemeni.
So what happened today?
Well, Joel Noche, he was the head of Marketing and Sponsorship Committee and also president of the Ghana Advertising Association. He's currently in the hot seat answering questions. And, like all the other chairmen on the various committees, he was not given an appointment letter, but a document provided by the ministry stated the various committees and their functions. And he's also made mention of their terms of reference to the commission, which he stated clearly that he was supposed to market the World Cup 2010 initiative and raise money and also supervise all activities relating to marketing. And, he told the commission that he received only 810 Ghana cedis for the 9 months work that he did as chairman of that particular committee. And, according to him, they were tasked to raise 5 million Ghana cedis, but they as a committee thought they could do better. So they talked about, raising over 10,000 Ghana cedis, which eventually they couldn't, but they were able to raise 4.5 million Ghana cedis. And he said in total, 41 sponsors, including corporate entities and individuals, contributed to that effect. And also, he told the commissioners that he fears that going ahead, this bad PR about Ghana's participation at the World Cup, carrying money from Ghana to the players, and also the things that happen in camp with the commission setting, might affect businesses going ahead. What he means by this is that, by virtue of all the things that are happening, maybe one day you would want to go and seek for sponsorship for a particular program, but because of all the things that have happened, maybe people might be reluctant in releasing money to sponsor these things that he was talking about. But the commissioners quickly told him that, no, this is not going to affect us in any way. What we are doing right now is to put the standards right, is to make sure that we do things right going up forward, so that things of this nature won't occur again. And they believe that sponsors or the corporate world would rather have more confidence in the system going forward. Joel's position also was that doing things right going forward could help things, and it would have been good if we had signed contracts. I'm quoting him. That's what he told the commissioners. But he's still in a hot seat, answering some more questions.
Are we expecting anyone else after him?
Yes, away from him, we are expecting 2 more heads of the subcommittees to appear, and also some of the caterers that went to Brazil are also here to answer some questions.
I see. Thank you very much for that update. We'll get back to you for more in due time. Now, South Africa will host Wednesday Nigeria in the AFCON 2015 qualifiers. It has been almost 10 years since South Africa beat Nigeria, and that friendly triumph in November 2004 was the only success against them in 9 attempts.